Kwara State Polytechnic Ilorin is the premier institution in Kwara State and one of the oldest in the north-central Nigeria. The institution started its part-time program in 1990 during the administration of Dr. A.A. Ali and had Professor F.T. Otunla as the pioneer director of the Center for Continuing Education (CCE). The CCE has since inception produced 10 directors. They are Professor F.T. Otunla, late Dr. F.B. Bolaji, Chief J.O. Ogunshola, Alhaji Olayinka Ibrahim, Dr. F.A.J. Bello, Mrs. O.O. Ajibade, Engineer A.A. Amino, Dr. Mrs. H.N. Adams, Mr. Moshood A. Razak, and the present director, Dr. Kola Babata. The Polytechnic commenced the program having fulfilled all the requirements of the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE) on part-time studies. At present, the CCE is offering about 25 courses which cut across the 5 institutes in the institution: Institute of Information and Communication Technology, Institute of Environmental Studies, Institute of Finance and Management, Institute of Technology, and Institute of Applied Sciences. The Deputy Rector Academics, Mr. Ishaq Abdurrahman, told Kwara Poly TV the recent efforts of the school management to introduce additional courses.
The Polytechnic is making a lot of efforts to ensure that we increase the number of courses our students take. We are aware of the fact that we are limited to a particular number of intakes for JAMB direct entry. And in order to give opportunities for students to be able to come in and then to probably increase the scope of knowledge, we are making efforts to add more courses so that students will come in large population and we shall be able to train at the part-time level.
The Center for Continuing Education (CCE) had in the past experienced some challenges ranging from inadequate funding and low patronage of the part-time program by the publics. The director of the center, Dr. Kola Babata, shared his experience with Kwara Poly TV on the position of the CCE when he assumed office on the 15th of March 2021.
Honestly speaking, the situation of the center was terrible then. There was no light, the building, toilet was not working, the toilet facilities were not working, no generator, nothing, no students. No, the center was it was at point of collapsing before we came in.
The winds of change of the rector, Kwara State Polytechnic, Dr. Jimoh Abdul-led administration, has continued to blow on the center in the last 1.5 years when the think tank director, Dr. Kola Babata, assumed office. The part-time center was completely renovated, giving it a new look, thereby packaging the CCE as a brand to attract prospective customers.
Honestly, we have the cause to thank our God, especially the effort of the management, ably led by the director, that have changed the situations. He assisted us a lot. Now we have many students. Now you can see the office is befitting. Our staff are happy now. Everybody is happy. And not only that, when we came in, the school are holding almost 4-5 semesters honoraria that have not been paid. Not until when we came in, the rector called me and we sat down together and we worked out the possibility. We paid all the debt, and we are paying promptly all the honorarium every semester now. We are not owing anybody.
The deputy, Mr. Femi Oderinde, spoke to us more on the proactive measure of Dr. Jimoh Abdul-led administration that revived the part-time center.
The state of the center was in an appalling state when we first came, but with the cooperation of our rector, the effort of the rector and the management, there has been a kind of upliftment of the center. And the center is wearing a new look. Virtually everything has been upgraded here, to the glory of God. And we actually appreciate our amiable rector, Engineer Dr. Abdul Mohammed.
The Chief Executive Officer, CCE, Mr. Agbola Gambari, said the present director, Dr. Kola Babata, has been up to the task.
I think it's a bit better than before this present director. He has been a pragmatic director. Since he came, there has been so many innovations in the center, and he has raised the morale of the staff here. So all I will say is you should keep doing the needful like he has been doing it before.
The longest serving coordinator from the Department of Business Administration and Management, Mr. Ibrahim Alakoso, shared his experience over the years he had been coordinating the part-time program in the department.
In fact, like last semester, that second semester that we did last, it has never happened in the history of Kwara Police. Since my inception as the coordinator for the past 10 years, we have never experienced where course lecturer will be paid in advance. Even we have not received the score sheet from the lecturer, and the honorarium has been paid. Some of the lecturers were surprised that is it a dream? They are still marking, and the honorarium is available. As I speak to you, we have already submitted the third semester honorarium, and we are starting the exam today. And I want to believe before the end of the exam, and I believe with the conjecture of the management, particularly the director of the Polytechnic, we will likely have the third semester before the completion of the. I'm sure of that.
The Deputy Rector Administration, Dr. Isaac Adedoyin, told Kwara Poly TV that this administration will leave no stone unturned, especially the human resources who are the driving force of any economy.
Again, when we came on board, we invited the director, CCE. We interacted with him. What do you think we can do to bring back the glory of CCE? Because it's like the glory of CCE was already down, and we felt something has to be done. So we invited him. We had a series of meetings with him, and one of the things that he talked about was the non-payments of overdue what's it called, allowances of lecturers. So, and we felt, well, what can we do? So as part of management, we met, and we felt that even from whatever we are able to generate, we should give payment of this honorarium topmost priority. And thank God for the listening lecture that we have. We gave him that advice, and he quickly embraced it. When this administration came on board, we have our cardinal programs. And one of our cardinal programs is to ensure that the welfare of staff are given topmost priority. And so on the basis of this, we felt that since most lecturers participate in part-time teaching and some other part-time engagements, we felt that we can boost their morale through that particular unit. And that's why we ensure, with the help of God on our side and God on our side, to see that all the emoluments, all their entitlements and their rights are given to them.
Two part-time students from the Department of Mass Communication. One is a national diploma, ND1, Oguntayo Olayinka, and the other a higher national diploma, HND1, Adibayo Oyeniyi. Both said that the reduction of the program to 2 years was a right step in the right direction by the school authority, which they believed will attract more applicants.
My own observation is we have more students applying for the part-time program, mainly because before we all know part-time program is for the working class, and also it is 3 years program. But ever since the last session, I think the school management have made a good improvement by turning the part-time program for 3 years to 2 years now. So it will help it will encourage many people to apply for the program, in as much the part-time program and the full-time program is also 2 years.
To me, it's a really good development because it gives the opportunity as a working class I'm also working, I'm also studying. To finish with you few period of time and still have time for other things. And for me, people will be able to come and work and still go to school and finish on time. It's a very, very good really development, sir.
Director, Kwara State Polytechnic, Dr. Jimoh Abdul, who has taken the bull by the horn to revive the CCE, told Kwara Poly TV that his administration will continue to explore the opportunity abound at the Center for Continuing Education.
Center for Continuing Education, as you know, is a unit that runs part-time program for the Polytechnic, and for every accredited program, the CCE is empowered to admit 150% of the number in the full stream. So that means it's a good source of revenue for the school, and if you are realizing good revenue from a place, there's need for you to encourage those that are there, both the lecturers and the non-teaching staff. So that's why we embarked on renovation of the CCE center to give it a befitting look. Then secondly, a lot of students are desirous of admission, and it's better to keep the students in the classroom rather than to keep them on the street.
Director thanked the institutional governing council members under the chairmanship of Honorable Yahya Ahmed Unisa for their support within the few months of the new council. Dr. Abdul also commended Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, who has provided a good enabling working environment for the school management to initiate and implement good policies for the Polytechnic. In line with this development and achievement, the Center for Continuing Education consider it very crucial and timely to organize her maiden edition of a public lecture with the title Perspective, Challenges and Prospects of Part-Time Studies in Nigerian Tertiary Institution, and as well to give award of excellence in honor of former directors of the CCE and present principal officers of the Polytechnic. A gesture to show gratitude, saying, "Thank you, we appreciate your contribution to the center and service to humanity." The guest speaker from the Department of Accounting and Finance, Kwara State University, Malete, Professor Mubarak Sani, who delivered the maiden lecture, said the part-time program had enabled both public and private institutions in the world to improve their standard of education and skills development. Professor Sani noted that the part-time program played a crucial role of making education accessible to all classes and segments of the Nigerian society, irrespective of age, gender, and social affiliation.
Specifically, the part-time program is targeted to those who are unable to enroll in the regular program of institution due to various factors. Over time, there has been a lot of concern, both nationally and internationally, about full-time conventional program because of high demand. And to alleviate this problem, it is very important that there is a need for us to come up
The guest speaker observed that the program was an area needed to be explored by various institutions of higher learning, especially in recent time, as it had served as a good source of revenue generation for institutional development, as well as an opportunity to engage the lecturers more.
What are the benefits of part-time program? One, it serves as revenue generation for institutional development as well as lecturers engaged in the program.
The professor, who identified the part-time program as an access route for marginalized group in the society, noted that the flexible program had galvanized women participation in higher institutions. He quoted a research work which showed that females are well represented in the part-time program.
Part-time program also assists in women development. Every talking about women empowerment, particularly the issue of the Beijing platform on women empowerment. You also agree with me, particularly in this part of the world, that women, in most cases, particularly in the northern part of the country, they get married earlier. After their married life, they want to go back to school. In that instance, the part-time program also affords them that opportunity.
According to him, despite the increase of the program in most institutions in Nigeria as a result of its flexibility and accessibility, the part-time program was still experiencing some challenges over the years.
The Institute of High Learning should develop mechanisms to identify from time to time areas of challenges regarding implementation of part-time program in line with the regulatory guidelines and make same known to the regulatory agencies and other stakeholders for proper policy formulation for part-time programs.
The guest speaker called on stakeholders in the sector to develop mechanisms in order to identify from time to time areas of challenges regarding the implementation of the part-time in line with the regulatory guidelines. Earlier, in his welcoming address, the director of the center, Dr. Kola Babata, said the maiden lecture of the center became very important to sensitize the general public of the importance of the part-time program, not only to the working class, but the youth who could also utilize the free hours during the week to engage in personal skill acquisition programs to meet up with the economic challenges. The director expressed his gratitude to all that made it possible for the center to record these successes.
I would like to thank the Almighty Allah and the management for the approval to organize this program and for providing the necessary support. I would also like to place on record the steady contributions of the management of the Polytechnic, led by our dynamic and able rector, Dr. Engineer Abdul Jima Muhammad. The effort and contributions of the management in raising the glory of CCE cannot be overemphasized.
Dr. Babata specifically mentioned the area of intervention of the school to the center.
Contributions in the area of infrastructural renewal of the center,
director said the award of excellence to the awardees is a deserving one.
The directorate deemed it necessary to honor our former directors at the center who had at one time or the other steered the ship of the center. Their immense contributions in making the center what is it today cannot be whisked away. Therefore, on behalf of the center, we say thank you, ma'am, and thank you, sir.
He therefore appreciated his team members, the deputy director of the center, all staff of the CCE, and coordinators at various departments in the Polytechnic. Director of the institution, Dr. Jimoh Abdul, commended the director for such initiative.
He's doing very well in the college. So I want to congratulate you for organizing or coming up with this initiative.
Responding on the e-learning program raised by the guest speaker, the rector, Dr. Jimoh Abdul, informed the gathering that the Polytechnic had been given approval to start the online distance flexible e-learning Oudfair.
Those present spread good news that by this coming session, our Oudfair program, open distance flexible learning, the National Board of Technical Education has given approval for Kwara State Polytechnic to start the program. So we are starting with 6 programs: accountancy, business administration, mass communication, business science, computer science, and one
It was a moment of reflection for the awardees as they were overwhelmed with joy and never expected such coming after a long period of time.
It was a recognition of his sterling contribution to the growth of the Polytechnic that he was appointed Deputy Rector and Acting Rector of the Polytechnic in 2007. Time of being a skillful administrator, Chukwubusola is a committed scholar. He has authored and co-authored a number of academic publications in a wide range of academic interests. Chukwubusola is a member of many reputable professional bodies. Distinguished guests of the ITO permit me to invite Chukwubusola J.O. for the CCE Award of Excellence for his formidable contribution to the growth of the Polytechnic of Lifetime. A woman of deep humanity, rare honesty, great of bewitching rhetorical and oratorical fluidity, not sincere in speech as in person, exceptionally down to earth, and pretensions of loyalty and correctness to come forward for the
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as we welcome Mr. Moshood Ayinla. And send to you the great scholar in mathematics, Mr. Moshood Ayinla. I call on Dr. Adeboye to please come, the deputy director, to come and present the award.
Great staff and students of Kwara State Polytechnic, I present this award to you. Father, it's time for continued education. The Lord bless you. Also, I will enjoy the service of the Polytechnic in year 2010. He has a master's in business administration and at present pursuing a higher degree in business administration as well. He has been identified as the best CCE coordinator. Director of the Polytechnic, Engineer Dr. Jimon Mohammed, of the rest of the best departmental coordinator CC program for the year 2022.
Recounting on the silent support which the Department of the General Studies has been showing to her, the wife of one of the awardees from the CCE, late Dr. E.B. Bolaji, Mrs. Bolaji reflected deeply, glorifying God for everything. The present principal officers of the Polytechnic, who are the formidable team of Dr. Jimoh Abdul government, received their award of excellence with joy.
To present this award to you, our indefatigable, our team, our excellent, our amiable rector of Kwara State. This is no doubt an award of excellence to be presented to you on behalf of the government, the management, the staff, as well as the students of the Polytechnic. Like I said, an award of excellence presented to Engineer Abdul Jimoh Ahmed for the completion of the commitment towards development sector. Congratulations, sir. I present this to you.
Chief J.O. Ogunshola, who was also a former rector of the school, was really celebrated by its native people.
The people in administration, they are superb. I wish them success. They will be successful in Jesus' name.
One of the awardees, Mrs. Ajibade, said she came in as a core member who was not from this area, but the Polytechnic gave her an opportunity to rise through the ranks and retired as a deputy rector.
I didn't know anybody. I was just 23 years old at that time, and then they gave me a job, and I have risen to become the number 2. I have risen from director to director, and later I became the deputy rector. That's the number 2 position in this school. This is why I say young people should try to work hard. There's a level playing field for everybody.
The Kwara State Commissioner for Tertiary Education, Dr. Hafiz Abolore, commended the Kwara State Governor, Malam Abdurrahman Abdurazak, for giving the Polytechnic all the needed support. The council chairman of the school, Honorable Yahya Ahmed Yunusa, commended the school management.
If you notice what happens here today, with the various comments from the various awardees and special invitees, we can see that the Kwara State Polytechnic is well on ground with a lot of achievement.
The director of the center, Dr. Kola Babata, said he was indeed a happy man as the center has given him an opportunity to put smile on the faces of all stakeholders of the CCE.
Nice openly like we did now. They supported the center. Look at the number of the students we are having in the past. Within 1 year of my office now, we multiplied the number, all because we are able to get support from them. If you know the way the building used to be in those days, people run away from the center. They supported us with all we need.
The Kwara State Polytechnic has no doubt played its part with the proactive measure put in place at the Center for Continuing Education to ensure that not only the working class seeking admission are admitted, but also the teeming youth who could not gain admission through JAMB are given the opportunity. It has been Abbas Ibrahim, Kwara Poly TV, broadcast unit of the Mass Communication Department.